Hi guys, welcome to the fourth moment. And today we've got special guests here, Coach Zain Abrams and Sadiq Barnes from the Championship Diadora team of the Hollywood Bets Regional Men's League. Coaches, welcome. Welcome to the fourth moment.
Yeah.
Nice to
Thank
have you
you.
guys here. Thanks for coming out all the way to the Vecchio store. So what we're going to do today, we're just going to chat a bit about the season for Diadora. Obviously, maybe touch a bit on where the club is from and that type of thing, but more about the season. What happened? A lot of people out there in the football world are wondering, how did Diadora do this in the first season? So obviously, there's maybe a special recipe people want to know, or was it just luck? Or so we're going to find all that out. I think on a starting point, maybe we can just give a brief introduction of you two of you guys, head coach, assistant coach, and where you guys are from. Not too long, in
Yeah.
case you have long CVs. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm from a community called Vala in Bushbelevers. I have a little bit of footballing background, played pro, didn't have a long spell in the pro league, but yeah, a journey started for me, I think in 2012, where I decided, and in fact, one of the coaches that I played under told me, you know what, Zain, why didn't you look in this direction, And ever since that time, it put me,
Okay.
and the desire of playing, which players struggling with, going to coaching, I accepted immediately, and
Okay.
that's where it started for me. From there, I just went into coaching, like a little bit of the soccer, and focused on that a bit for me. Yeah.
Okay. So more or less, what age were you at that time?
I stopped very early playing professional. I think it was 28. I
Mm.
started to went to the Mbela League and then to the second division 29. And when I went to the second division, that's where it started for me.
Okay.
I've realized, I'm not going anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
So let's focus on something else and do the coaching.
Okay. And just started coaching with what sort of clubs?
So it started at Glendin. I think Duran was the
Okay.
coach at the time.
Okay.
I think Baltic was Glendin. Baltic
Yeah.
turned to
Yes,
Glendin
yes,
at the
yes.
time.
Okay.
And that's where it started for me.
Okay.
Duran Francis was a coach at the
Yes.
time. And he said to me, you know what, Zain, why don't you look at this? He made me the club captain. And that is where the thing
So
started.
you slowly started exiting.
Yes, yes. And he said to me, Zain, the earlier you start, the better.
Better.
I didn't accept it immediately, but
Yeah.
eventually it put me, and that's where it started for me.
Okay.
So club captain, and I went into the coaching, and afterwards, in fact, my first coaching experience was at
Antalya Sport.
Antalya Sport. Yes,
Yeah.
so with Coach Ayub. Ayub got the job there, and he told me,
Okay.
I need to come there, and I went there.
Okay.
I went there, and he threw me the deep end at the time. But it was a good experience. It was a learning curve for me,
Okay.
and that is things that helped me
Okay.
going forward.
Coach Sadiq, yours?
Yeah, I'm Coach Sadiq Warrens. Been coaching now for 3, 4, 5 seasons, but in between I was playing as well. Started my coaching journey with Walid Abrams and Gordon Ingerson at Hamilton's.
Wallace and
Yeah, so when I was still playing, Wallace used to tell me, "Look, just come around, have a look, see what you want to do." So for me, it was a bit in between because I was playing and coaching, but I didn't decide. Look, I'm gonna take it full time, and it's something I can do in my community. I used to play all over the second division, third division, and then I just decided 3, 4 years ago. Look, I'm gonna take a community team with no coaching experience. Only with the little that I had there, and then things were just starting to happening. And then when the new season started, I said, look, no man, I don't want to play anymore, man.
Okay.
Whatever happened now.
Who were you playing?
I played for Glendin, I played for Outbay, Junction Rovers, won the third division with Junction Rovers 2 seasons
So was it
ago.
the last time you played for
Yes,
Junction?
yes.
Okay.
I played 2 seasons ago in the ABC when we were promoted. So
Okay.
I said after that, look, I'm gonna stop playing now and to coach more and focus more on coaching. So yeah, that's where it all
Okay.
started.
Then you were at Goulburn also.
Yeah, I started at Goulburn
Okay.
Athletic coaching there.
Coaching there.
Yeah, so I started with a community team there. Yeah, correct.
Because I know that you were also in the final against
Diadora,
Yeah, it was quite
we
interesting.
played the final against Diadora.
Yeah. But obviously that was the other coach at the time.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Shakes,
was-
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so thanks for introducing yourselves and a nice synopsis there. Let's talk about Diadora. So obviously Diadora is a club. They've made waves since they've come on the scene. Coke Cup champions back to back. Now third division, winning the league. I think it's the Athlone LFA. Was the
yeah,
Yes,
Turf. Okay, and then winning promotion. First time in the league. First time winning now promotion against going to the playoffs this year. What was the recipe? How was things at the beginning? Because I remember when we first chatted at the Netbank, you were
Yeah.
like very nervous about this whole thing because there was so much attention on
Yes.
Diadora. Yeah, maybe just talk us through that, how it came about and so on.
Okay, so I think the starting point was when we and the chairman had a conversation. He told me what his plan. I think I knew his plan before, and because we have a regularly speak and we regularly together, and then he told me, look, this is what I want. That is the plan, and this is the way. I said, okay, I accept, and I've accepted it. And the break season was very vital for us. When we had the break, remember when you win the promotion, you only play the following.
Yes.
And that was very important. So in that break, what happened is we went to look around with watch lots of tournaments, especially for unders. And I think that was vital because our start was good. We got in quite a few good unders. And obviously with the overs, we selected some overs. So the database of players we had in that year, we got most of them. And I think that was a good start for us.
Okay.
So I think the break year for us was vital. And I think that is where things started for us.
And just looking at because I first started seeing Diadora this season in the Netbank.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, there was a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
I think that because it wasn't also like the expectation was that you were gonna run over
Yeah.
teams. It didn't happen that way. How was the start of the season for you? And was that sort of still a learning curve within the Netbank?
Yes, I think it was a little bit of a learning curve. So remember, we were only 2 months into it. And then obviously I got Coach Bala. I think Coach Bala came a little bit after that, I think
Okay.
a month. So it was a learning curve to see where we at, to look at certain plays. The plan was never to go far into the net pen.
Yeah.
It was just basically to size up, to see where we at, and and obviously with the expectation, that was the biggest challenge for us. People were speaking about this and that, but we stayed calm, and we stuck to our plan. That was the main thing. The net pen was just to experiment, to see where we at, and who we obviously were up for the challenge.
Okay, Coach Bala, when you came in, obviously, like Coach Zain said, now they were already starting. What was your sort of perception of how things? What was your idea? What was your plan? How are you going to, also being a sort of a newish coach, how are you going to fit into this puzzle now?
Yeah, so for me it was a call from the chairman. He was saying, look, it's opportunity at Diadora. Diadora still a new club, 5 years old, back-to-back coach, got promoted. So it's always going to be a pressured environment.
Yeah.
It's always going to be something that's going to be challenging. So I said, look, take the opportunity, work with Coach Zain. Coach Zain said, look, well, you're welcome to come on board. And for me to come there, and obviously with everything that is new and what happened in the history of the club is so successful, so it was always going to be pressure, but we managed it well. Myself and Coach Zain, we always said, look, principles is always key for us. The first foundation was for us to ensure that we lay the principle, and from there, we just kept going.
Yeah. And I think, what was your run like at the beginning of the season?
I think it was the first 7, unbeaten, and then we had the break, and then after the break, it's Trinis.
Yeah.
I think that was the first draw for us.
Yeah.
So I think we went 12 unbeaten with a draw, and then 13 we lost against Premier. Yeah.
Okay, so when obviously when that run started, so now everything's going sort of according to plan, and now you start feeling out who the guys are that's going to compete. When did that sort of kick in for you? Who the danger teams were going to be? Because obviously City was there.
Yeah.
Greenwood at the time was there also.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think the first 7 was also vital for us. I think that's the period, the frame that we looked at to see, okay, who was who. Because also remember there was some new players we never coached before.
Yeah.
And we took at least the first 7 games to see roundabout, and I think after the break we had a pretty good idea who's our strongest 11 and who's obviously the strongest backup. So I think the first 7 games before the break, that was.
And obviously Trinis came on the scene also. Was there any sort of concerns and also even whether like you say 7 unbeaten, complacency can come in also? Talk to us about that maybe, Coach.
Yeah, what I can say about that is that we always reminded the guys that it's not an easy league. On the outside, it might look like it's a third division, it's easy, you're going to come in here and win it. No, and then sometimes during the league, we also had spells where it gave us reality, to actually respect opponents also, and to also respect that other teams can also win.
Yeah.
As soon as we got that message over and tell the boys, look, everyone can be in this league. Because how you prepare, how you conduct yourself onto the game, and we had some stumble blocks, we had some ups and downs, but important for us was to know that what we're here for, and then the challenges that come with is not the easy league. Week in, week out, double headers, 2-3 double headers. You can.
What's it? 34, 32 games.
34,
Yeah, there was 34, but obviously with the one team pulling out, we ended up playing 32 games. So with all of that coming, especially with the double headers, there was times we picked up maybe 1 point over double header, so it was challenging, and that is where teams like Trinities and your cities, they picked up double points maybe on that same weekend. So we just managed to obviously get through those difficult times.
Yeah, and I was talking about the team that pulled out. I was at the game at away when you played against Camps Bay and you drew 1-1. So I left in the first half thinking, okay, this is going to be a walkover for Diadora. The next day the result was 1-0.
Yeah,
that's the times of when it's tough and you have to, conditions are not right. I remember it was very windy. I remember their goal also was like a shot from nowhere. So that's the times you're talking about the stuff and you got to get the guys up and running.
Drop points against most of the teams that below the top 8. So all the teams in the top 4 we were getting points from 3 points, but the teams that's 14, 13, 15, no disrespect at all, but it shows you week in you have to be all the time. You can't afford to have an off day basically in this league.
And it came down to a point, if I remember. What was the?
It was three points.
3 points, but it was
the lost again.
But it was pretty tight.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a look at your stats here. You probably got the best defense in the league. I think you only conceded 2 more goals than Trinis.
Yes.
Your goal difference is by far the best of 40.
Yeah.
You scored a lot of goals, 74.
Yeah.
But looking at that stats, defensively, was that obviously a strategy you had to be strong?
Yeah. Main thing, obviously, like the foundation was laid, and secondly, as a coach, the structural part of it is very important, and we build the organization where defensively that we never wanted to concede. So I think that was good for us, keeping goals out of the balls out of the goals was a thing for us, because in this league, need to be very flexible. They don't call it the graveyard league for nothing. That I can tell you for sure. So it's like I said, it was that was our strength. I think the defensive part of our game was our strength.
In a long season like this, surely you must have backups, because now, let's say for example, tonight Sia is not putting the balls in open nets, whatever. Is that part of the strategy? Backup, if the one isn't doing the job, somebody else has got to come in and do the job. And how did you guys actually manage to handle all this good players? Because I mean, there's a lot of good players in this team. Everybody wants to play every minute of every game. Whose job was that?
I think both of us. I think just on that, it's like I said, remember what Coach Bala said, that principle was really important for us, and that is something we can, each coach got his own style and own ways of, and that is one thing we agreed upon, as a technical team, our principle, and there's certain things that need to be in place for you to be selected, and that is one thing I think we managed really well. The players adapted to it very well, and I think that was key for us to keep the guys happy, So we stuck to it, and surprisingly, we still had 30 players end of the season. You won't be, as a coach, you will never be a squad out of 32. You will never be able to keep everybody happy.
Okay, so let's just go through the season. So that first run is done. You're dropping some points here and there. Come middle of the season, obviously that's where the graph is, because now everybody, they know where they are on the log. They're either fighting for survival or they're fighting to get, in touch with the log leaders. And now Trinis come more into play. Was there any thinking about it, or was it just job as usual, every game at a time? Were they a threat? I know there was a lot of eyes on Trinis from Diadora. Was there anything?
Yeah, on that I could really say that Trinis did push till the end. They really picked up points. They actually beat us on our home ground.
1-0 on a Friday night.
Yes, on a Friday night, on the 90th minute. So at times, yes, it wasn't in our control. Yes, most of the time, or most of the season, maybe 70% of the season. But that vital time when Tyrannies had it in their hands, it was in their control,
Yes,
and the coach always mentioned to the boys that we just take every game as it is, out of our control now. We finish as high as we can, The chairman also said, look, we still play every game as a cup final. That was our approach, We never gave up Because Tyrannies, I can definitely say, did push every game. They were winning. We were waiting for them to slip up, but they didn't. But then we said, look, we continued to do our thing,
Sorry to cut you there. So with them actually sort of taking the mental and now them having to win, do you think that there was a bit of less pressure on you now for you just to go out and look, we just go and get the 3 points?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, the pressure shifted a bit now.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit more calmness. But like I said, we kept our trainings high, we kept everything high.
Okay.
Like I said, we like to prepare. I always say, and players doesn't always like this. When the coach, I always say to them, you know what? As a coach, is something I've learned from top coaches, not to prepare both ways. When things go well, when not just even knowing you're playing the team at the bottom and knowing there's a 90% chance of us doing well. As a coach, I always prepare for if things doesn't
go
and players doesn't like that. I always, especially my players, they doesn't. I always say to them, and that is something. So for us, we kept on pushing, and pressure was a little bit off us, but we, like I said, we played like every game was still a cup final.
Okay, let's fast forward to that last couple of weeks in the league. But I remember that very well. I think you slipped up or Trinity's lead.
I think Matro was 1-0. That is
actually made a note of that. 2nd of May.
Yes.
1-0 to Matros. That's when they had to just win their last game. The worst for them was to get a draw.
Yeah.
And that draw happened against a team that was also fighting with 12 men. And Greenwood. No, it was Greenwood at Elmi Drive. They drew.
Yeah, they drew.
That was the game they drew. And your next game was in Wanderers.
No, they started with a 3-3 draw with
Zomos in the week, the Wednesday. Yes,
Saturday.
Yes, correct. Saturday.
They were leading 3-1 that game.
Yeah. I think for them, I think they slipped up against Zomo. I was actually at the game.
They were 3-1 up.
3-1 up.
Yes,
10 minutes to go. Because I was with the chairman. And I said to the chairman, you know what? It's over. It's over. I said to him, you know what? I think 3-1 up, 10 minutes to go. I think 8 to be precise. And I said, we're about to walk away. And then let's go to 6. It made it 3-2. I think that is where Trent is left.
Okay. All right. And then obviously the last game you guys had to against Wanderers and you did. Quick question before we carry on. How is it to have the chairman in your team playing?
Look, for me, personally, I got that question twice this season.
Is it?
Yeah, I got that question twice. For me, it's the chairman, he is very mature, very mature. So he knows when to shift to being a player and when to be a chairman.
Okay.
And one thing like I said, I'm a bit tight with him. I speak to him a lot. One thing I said to him, being a player, you need to respect the coach. Remember, because now everybody's going to look at you as a chairman.
Yeah.
But for me as a coach, when you step in there, you're a player and you don't get involved.
Yeah.
So he's very mature. He makes it a little bit easier for us to work with him.
He knows the boundaries.
He knows the boundaries. And I said to him, and I'm actually for the season he did really well, because he's young, he's also learning and for me he did really well when it comes to that. He doesn't get involved, he knows when to shift. I'll also indicate to him, now you can be the chairman and that for me, I think it's a big positive at a young age being a chairman.
But that bodes well for the club, for the future of the club, because we know obviously there's a lot of work being done by him in the club with the junior setup and so on. So now you guys are leaving Thursday. There's a big hoo-ha for you guys tomorrow at Safa Cape Town, the send-off. Preparation for that. And correct me if I'm wrong, most of the players have been in the scenario before.
I wouldn't say playoff. We have 1 or 2 with our coach that have the playoff experience, but not really in the playoff experience. The playoff require different elements.
Yes.
So not really a lot. I think about 4 or 5 guys were in the playoff situation before.
Okay. How's the prep going for that? Obviously, you're heading out to Beaufort. Very dry.
It's
going to be very cold.
I understand.
Since
the fields aren't great.
So we actually did receive like about the pitches and everything. So we prepared both ways. The coach we set up a 6-week program that we started since the last game of the season. So we managed to play on turf, on grass, 6-week program. So we never stopped. So the program what we set out and everything has been followed, and so we prepared to the best of our ability what we know we can do to our best. So we prepared the boys. We think that came to help us there. So the prep actually went well. The guys were training another session tonight. And like you mentioned, tomorrow we have SAF and then Thursday we're leaving. So over the 6 week period with the program, we managed everyone to get to the program and everyone sorted out, So we're grateful for that, for the players. Yeah.
Everybody calm for now?
Yeah, I think, and
Looking after themselves,
Yeah,
hopefully.
yeah. I think that's the advantage we have. We've got a lot of experience, guys,
Okay.
and I think that is helping us a lot in the situation that we are now. They're keeping the boys calm, and then obviously our unders is like with 80% of unders. Remember, it's our first time in this league or playing on this level, which we're very proud of, And also what we did in our first week before our program was we had a chat even to Coach Andrew, guys that were there now recently.
Okay.
So we had a little bit
Yeah.
of database that we can work up, set out. So in that first week, we did that a little bit. Hence the reason we could prepare the way we
Okay.
did.
Okay. Teams in the group, I know it's tough. I've got it inside somewhere. I know it's Eden is the one team and
Battalions.
Battalions, yeah. Tough, no?
Yeah.
It's tough.
I spoke to also Coach Andrew about it and a few. So the only I would say negative part is for us it's we have no idea about Eden and we have a little bit of a mix on and that is vitally for us. But like I said to the coaches, you know what, I think we need to be bold and we need to be go there, let them worry about us. If we go there, put our authority down. I think we're playing on the turf and there's one other field. But like I coach said, we prepared both ways. But I think we have been playing on the turf. Our home matches, we went a little bit around, but it was all
Turf,
turf. So I said to them, look, if we don't get hard on the guys, let's go out there and let's put our authority down and let's see, let them worry about us instead of us phoning around getting Because sometimes coaches give mixed messages and you play, you don't know what you're doing. So so I think that is the plan to go there, go there with confidence and put our authority down.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Look, I think from our side, the fourth moment, we advocate Cape Town football. We really wanted to do well for all the right reasons, and I think you guys have shown. I mean, you've proven the point, taken the pressure, put it into action on the field, and you've walked away. You're halfway there. Second half is obviously to go and come back, and so we can say you in the ABC next year. Inshallah, right? So we want to wish you everything of the best. Obviously, travel safe. We want to make sure that you get there safe and come back safe. And is there anything that you want to maybe say to the Diadora supporters or Cape Town supporters? Because there's a lot of people within the football world that is supporting you guys. I mean, so we cover the league extensively. And guys are always saying like this about Diadora, that, and whatever. So anything you want to say to them? Reporting?
From my side, I just want to first and foremost thank you, Fourth Moment, for having us, for giving an opportunity to have this conversation. And then to our supporters and to Cape Town, I think we would. I think we're gonna go there to make everybody proud. I think we will go there and go there with do the best of what we can do and obviously control what we can control. So let's we will be positive and try and come back with a trophy.
Yeah. Anything from your side, coach?
Yeah, no, just for us is to try our best, and obviously more opportunity for the youth, not only from Nova Park, from all over, to looking to play second division in the ABC. So we will try our best and then obviously take it from there.
Yeah. See, the coach is already talking about opportunity in the second division. That's positive. That's positive. Guys, coaches, thank you again for coming around. Yes, that's the coaches of Diadora. They're on their way on Thursday to Beaufort. Be sure to stay tuned to our social pages. We'll obviously be giving you the updates game for game, all the results and so on. And let's wish them well. And also on this video, on the post, you can wish them well on here and we'll forward it through to them. And to Diadora, all the best. And I hope you come back with positive news.
Yeah, thank you to the Fourth Moment.
Guys, until next time, cheers.